Cooking at home with Jerome's Appliance Gallery. Welcome to the Monogram Kitchen at Jerome's. Let's get cooking.
Hi, I'm Chef Erica from Jerome's Appliances Gallery. Today we're gonna cook pesto beef crostini. What I love about this recipe is easy to make and people love it. So we're gonna cut the bread now, and oily and salt and pepper. Just make sure to use a bread knife and try to make consistent slice. I'm just gonna cut 6, but you can cut all your baguette. And we have our metal tray, and we're just gonna lay down our bread in here, and then we're gonna put some oil. You can use one brush. It's gonna be easier. We don't need to oil both sides, just the top is gonna be enough. And then we're just gonna finish with some salt and pepper so it has some flavor. And we're gonna take this to the oven. So I'm gonna put my crostinis in the oven. We'll select crisp reheat and then bread, 3-4 pieces, next, and start. 5 minutes just to get your crostinis. So what we're gonna do is toast our pistachios because it intensifies the flavor and the aroma. So we're gonna do medium-high heat in our cooktop. Monogram induction cooktop has 19 heat settings, so you can have a more precision in cooking. So when you do this, try to don't go very high because the pistachios can burn very easily. And we're gonna move constantly to prevent that. So we're gonna prepare our pesto, and I'm gonna use a blender. But if you have a food processor, you can use it as well. So basically what we're gonna do is add all the ingredients. So I have my spinach, basil, arugula in here, I have some garlic cloves, sunflower seeds, our toasted pistachios, Parmesan, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of lemon, just to add some freshness. We're just gonna add our olive oil, and we'll start blending. We're just gonna stir a little bit because it gets very So you want to add more oil, depends on the consistency that you want, and we want a very chunky consistency. So this is the pesto consistency that you really want. So we're gonna cut our meat, and I'm gonna do a very thin slices because it will be super easy to cook in our cooktop. So you have to have a very sharp knife to do that, but it's easier when you press down, so you have more control with your knife over your meat. We're seasoning our steak with salt and pepper. What I like about Monogram induction cooktop is efficient, which means it doesn't lose heat. So we're gonna turn our stove into medium-high heat. So you will see with the efficiency of this cooktop, it will go high very easily. So we're gonna add a little bit of oil, and once that our pan is hot, we're ready to go. You see how fast it is? So you want to hear that sizzling, and we will add our steak all in once, and then you wait 30 seconds, and when we'll flip. What you want is just to keep it no more than a minute because you want a very tender and it's still kind of medium rare steak. So that's it. We're gonna plate our crostinis. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit of our pesto. You can prepare your pesto ahead and store it in a glass container, and you can put it in your fridge for up to 2 weeks. So this is a great idea to have pesto for any occasion. When you have leftovers food, you can do your crostinis with chicken or beef or even roasted veggies. We're gonna put on top our steak. So what I like about this dish is the simplicity makes the perfection. And then I'm just gonna garnish with a little bit of microgreens, but at home, you can garnish with caramelized onions or even Parmesan. So the microgreens, it will elevate kind of fancy crostini. At the same time, it will give a lot of freshness. And here you are, your pesto beef crostini.
Thank you for cooking at home with Jerome's Appliance Gallery. See the Monogram hearth oven and induction cooktop in action. Visit our showroom for a live demo. Discover recipes, cooking videos, the Jerome's Appliance Academy, and Elevated Entertaining, our free digital magazine, at jeromesapplianceacademyinc.ca. Find the brands you love and the ones you dream about. At Jerome's, we put the trust back in appliance shopping.